Assassinators. This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and this is the wrestling news video for on December 29th, 2024, where we're going to be talking about what is going on in the wildest and intriguing news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know from the the Bleacher Report article on the football we're talking about the wildest and intriguing football news stories and transfers that y'all need to know, and we're going to start things off with Dak wants McCarthy wants Mike McCarthy to get another chance and a new contract amid Cowboys rumors. And Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott among those who could like head coach Mike McCarthy to return to a sixth season in 2025. And this is what Jory Epstein of Yahoo Sports had to say on the matter about wholeheartedly I know what I'm talking about. It was this was wrote by Jody Epstein. That's what the quarterback of the Cowboys said. I believe in him to necessarily get into the nuts and the screws of it all obviously but I think he definitely deserves a chance, another contract and a chance to coach his team amongst more influence on his terms, maybe a good way to say it. I wholeheartedly believe in him. There has been speculation about McCarthy's job status throughout the season since his contract is set to expire. However, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones left the door open for a return last week during his appearance on the 105.3. The fan Sean was it Lee Leah of sports of Yahoo Sports and also wrote about what the owner and general manager Jerry Jones had to say. I think that's crazy at all. That's not crazy. This is a Super Bowl winning coach. Mike McCarthy has been there and done that. He's got great ideas. So the bottom line is, in no place in my heart, my body, no place in my body, language, or anything else, have you seen any indications about what we're going to be doing, real, re, relative, relative, not really. I got relative, yeah, relative to this staff, at the end of the year, and we shouldn't. McCarthy's success or failures in Dallas has been largely tied to Prescott's health. The quarterback has limited to just 5 games in 2020, which was the head coach's first year in the job. The Cowboys went 6-10, and missed playoffs. However, they went 12-5, and reached the postseason, and reached. Each of the next 3 campaigns, with Prescott healthier, and they are once again struggling struggling this season at 5-7. with the quarterback sideline for the rest of the year, like with an hamstring injury. Like still there is some momentum, momentum of Dallas side, with following two straight to must wins. Like if uh, if it is going to happen, but to hear Prescott tell it like he'd love to be back working with the head coach when he is healthier again in 2025, regardless of how the rest of this season plays out. But what are your thoughts on the Cowboys players, like with the likes of Prescott and even Jerry Jones himself? See McCarthy go, given his resume and his given his resume and his given his resume and his what's that other thing and him like having the experience of leading the Cowboys with more victories rather than losses before. And this is just the off season for the Cowboys. Like, and this is just not they're not their best right now, given that most of or half of their starters, including the head quarterback himself, is not at its healthiest. So that explains why they haven't been exactly at their best, to say the least. But I was like, give them about a year, and they could be in their best season yet. They probably could get number one seed, if I'm being completely honest, if you ask me. But we're just gonna have to wait and see about that. But moving on, we got. But yeah, I wouldn't pass if Dallas did win to the Super Bowl next season for 2025-2026 season. Just for those Cowboy fans, just keep your fingers crossed and hope that that will be the case. But moving on, we got the Chicago Bears. Like rumors of players had had a a build up of anger felt into Matt Amberfluss was in censor and it says right here the Chicago Bears locker room reached a critical mass with head coach Matt Ab- Aber, Albert Alberf- Alberfluss with that necessitated his ouster record recording recording right with his outster recording to the athletics Diana Rossini on the newest episode of the Scoop City podcast. Rossini cited a player who said they have never been in a locker room like this after Chicago's 23-20 loss against the Detroit Lions on Thursday. And, and but yeah, she reported the reaction as a build up anger and disappointment. The players also believed Albert Berthless consistently didn't take the blame for his own mistakes in the past.
If beginner
It's
boxing are looking to level up your training, the E1 boxing glove is the perfect fit for you. It's the
what's his review? And it says there was plenty of frustration with Chicago's puzzling clock management, like in the Lions loss, like as the offense managed to run just one play, like in the final 30 seconds, despite like having a timeout, like the athletic laid out how like the support for a birthless steadily like eroded over time, like for a number of reasons beyond that, like the last second defeat like to the Washington Commanders in week 8 like may have been like the point like of no return, like with one player telling John's John's and Rossini like it like was when Alberflus like lost to the defensive guys. Like they questioned why he didn't call a timeout to reset the defense. Like prior to Jaden the prior to to, uh, uh, Jaden Daniels like Hail Mary like pass like to Noah Brown, which you can see right here on this video, which that was a very great highlighted touchdown of the year, I guess you could say, or the season. Let me rephrase that, of 2024's NFL season. But watch this right here. All right, for those that are unaware, y'all gonna look at this right side.
Getting longer by the second. You're all the way back at the 30-yard
Let me
line.
go to the left.
Now you can step into it. Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line. And the ball is caught.
Did you just see that right in the back for the touchdown?
It's Noah Brown. Oh my goodness. This town is going crazy. It's a madhouse in Landover, Maryland. He did it.
And yeah, it's not every day that you can win a game-winning touchdown by a Hail Mary. Like it's like probably 99, if not 98 or 97% of the time it's impossible. But it only leaves the remaining couple of percentages a possibility that could work. Like which like we saw like the only person that, besides Jaden Daniels that did that before like about a couple of times was none other than Aaron Rodgers back in his Green Bay days on Packers. Like when he was down by a few points, he managed to come back by throwing a Hail Mary in the end zone, which some might could see that comparison into Daniels, including myself. But back to the news story with Bears corner Jalen Johnson like was cited by Johns and Rossini like as calling like out like Alberflus like directly like in the locker room after the Lions game during like an appearance on Monday like with 670 the score like he effectively like corroborated like the reporting and alluded like to how the general like sentiment like towards the coach like had been like building. And here's the video of the matter
What
about the and
do you feel it was like for you to learn that the coach had been dismissed and your name being linked with being one of the key tell signs that something was wrong inside the locker room?
I mean, at the end of the day, honestly, I don't really give a damn about really too much of it. At the end of the day, for me, it's one of those things where at some point enough is enough. Just as far as expressing frustrations. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I found out through ESPN of the firing first, and then received some phone calls, texts after that. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is not my first go around. It's not my first rodeo with firing and things like that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. Guys get fired all the time. Player, coach, GM, it happens. So I mean, again, I don't necessarily feel like I was just some major part that played a role in getting him fired. I mean, that's not on me. But I mean, at the end of the day, too, there was frustration. There was words from myself that I expressed just from my frustrations of losing. I mean, like I said, and part of what I said after the game is, I mean, I've been losing for 5 years. I mean, I feel like a high level player like myself has, after a certain point, losing games, how we've been losing games, somebody has to express something. And I mean, for me, it was something that was a spare of the moment thing, and it went the way it went at the end of the day.
You know, Jalen, we know you enough to know that you believe in communicating with intention. And you believe in, I think you believe in the power of positive confrontation. Is that fair to say? Like, you know, say stuff. If stuff needs to get said, say it like men and talk about it. So, you know, what did you feel needed to be said at that point in the room?
Honestly, I can't even give you the details because it was one of those situations where it just got to that point where you don't really remember everything that was said. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, it was just based around frustrations of losing.
And what are your thoughts onto this statement by Mr. Jalen Johnson, the corner of the Chicago Bears, and what do you think that do be happening inside the locker room? And do you think it's plenty of frustrations given that Chicago Bears have been more on the losing side? And which you cannot really blame the coach on that, but do you think his frustrations are going a bit too far, or what are your opinions on the coach, Mr. Albert Alberfluss? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But let's see right here. It says the Bears are currently, well, not currently. I'll say, yeah. I mean, I'm right. Yeah, they're currently like 4-11 right now. Currently, well, off the pace, for the final wild card spot, the NFC, they waited too late because now they're officially eliminated, and it says it couldn't be a hold off into a change in another. If the team grew toxic and wasn't going to prove over the final month, and yeah, let me know in the comments down below what your opinions about it of the Chicago Bears losing, which which I guess not really much of a surprise they are, because given how Detroit's doing and how Minnesota and Green Bay's doing, and I'm not trying to put it in their face, just saying because they're on the top 3 list, while that leaves the Chicago Bears at the bottom, and that's a very sad thing because yeah, it's not fun to be the odd one out, and look like the worst team in the NFL. Nobody not want to be in the final spot. That's the most embarrassing position that you could possibly be in. But let's move on to the next slide. We got John Harbaugh, Harbaugh like gives a cryptic answer about Deontay Johnson's future with the Ravens and Baltimore Ravens. Harbaugh like offered like a fairly va- vague answer like Monday. And this is what he told reporters while clarifying that that at this time I'm going to have to the wait to just to clarify it. There's some moving parts like there like that we're going to have to figure out and explore and just see where we're at. Like I know that's not the answer like you want, but that's the best I can do like in fairness to everybody right now like the Ravens traded like a fifth round pick like to the Carolina Panthers for Johnson and a sixth round selection like on October 29th. But in 4 games with the Ravens, like he's managed just one catch for 6 yards. Like he's so far down the pecking like order like that he didn't even see action on Sunday after starting our starter Rash- Ra- uh, Ra- game like in the third quarter like with a knee injury. In the past 3 games, like he's played a grand total of 17 snaps, and has been targeted like just 3 times, with no catches, leaving his future in Baltimore up in the air, as the team heads into its bye. Like we will just work it out, like and see where like where we're at over the next few days. Like this week, Harbert said when asked if Johnson would remain with the Ravens, the Ravens has number of and it says right here that have as a number of mouths to feed with the likes of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, providing a major threat, in the running game, and Zay Flowers, Bateman, and Mark Andrews, and I and Isaiah, likely heading the passing game, and but and Johnson has clearly not been also to break through, even seeding snaps, I should say, to the incident, with yeah, Nelson, Nelson, a goaler, and Harbert's Harbor comments on Monday made it seem as though a release could be an option, potentially one even quested by Johnson behind closed doors. Despite that fact, John Lamar Jackson has said he wants the veteran receiver to stick around. We want him out there. said the quarterback. Like he's a great receiver. We didn't get him from the Panthers for nothing. Maybe not, but it doesn't feel like Johnson has a future in Baltimore. But what are your thoughts on Johnson's status as a receiver in Baltimore so far? Do you think they'll keep him around for another year, or do you think they're going to trade him to another team? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. That all depends on how they think about his value into the team. That's all what makes it count. So I hope that they do find some kind of useful some useful from the receiver. And what are your thoughts on to this vague cryptic message from the head coach as well about the receiver? Let me know about that in the comment section right down below as well. But moving on, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Exec predicts NFL exec. I mean, NFL exec predicts Steelers OC Arthur Smith to be 2025 HC, which for those that are unaware, that means what does what the O and OC stands for again? Offensive coach. Yeah, that's what it is. Offensive coach, while the HC stands for head coach. But targets after rejecting UNC, and it says right here that one NFL coach is expected to be a top target for a head coaching position in the 2025 season. Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith reportedly declined an opportunity to coach his alma mater, North Carolina, but is eager to take on the role of an NFL head coach once again. According to Athletics, Mike Sando, the current offensive coordinator has helped Russell Wilson and the Steelers turn their season around, sitting at 9-3, but now they're now at 10-6, in the first place, in the AFC North, but now they're second in the AFC North. The former head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, from 2021 to 2023, now in the first season, as the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive coordinator, is making a strong case for a return to a head coach role, and this is what the NFL executive had to say in the matter. I think Arthur Smith will be a candidate for a head coaching job. And I think we are going to see the second time head coach come back in vogue. In 2006, the Tar Heels graduate the graduate joined the football program as a graduate assistant, but but he has no desire to return to Tar Heel and give up his NFL career just yet. And it is what Ian Riccaboni had to say on about the matter, sharing his 2 cents in. State, I appreciate it. I love that place. But that's like that place. Like, but that's not my focus. Like, there wasn't really. I mean, that's what the uh, that's what the coach said. I meant to say, yeah. What am I even talking about right now? Like, yeah, he told the reporters, like after like a pre, after a preliminary call with North Carolina, according to ESPN's Ian Riccaboni, like I've got one of the best jobs in football right now. Like there's a lot to be said too, like about how you can't put a price on personal and professional happiness, like which I have here. Here's the but yeah, here's a post from Pat McAfee, like talking about the topics about that he thinks Arthur Smith like has done like a great job, like and they're be tough to beat Belichick though. Like,
Coach, team
but
played
this
well.
but this where we got there. Here's a video of the latest episode of the Pat McAfee show, which you can see right
Well,
here.
obviously, the Pittsburgh Steelers, their offense has just exploded. Their chances are of going on a deep run in the playoffs this year.
But it was surprising to me that Cincinnati was able to put up as many points as they did against them, and it was equally surprising that Pittsburgh scored as many as they did. But again, that's a credit to Pittsburgh and Coach Smith and Russell Wilson. I mean, look, you can't underestimate this guy, and they are a very resourceful team. They find ways to win, to block kicks, to make goal line stops, to score. You just can't count them out. But look, I think Arthur Smith's done a great job of protecting the ball and still being able to find productive plays, offensively, on the perimeter, and then with Freiermuth inside, with Najee running the ball, and really they haven't turned the ball over much. I know they had a pick six against Cincinnati, but they've done a good job of not turning the ball over. And generally with that defense, you don't turn the ball over. You probably 20 points is probably enough to win most weeks. So I think if they can stay with that formula, they're going to be tough to beat. They've got a good field goal kicker to win close games. There's a lot to like there.
Naj said he had too much of the banana thing from Pat Fryermuth's girlfriend on Thanksgiving. So it sounds like they like each other too. That's what I heard from that. I heard that Naj and Fryermuth and the boys were doing Thanksgiving. Now, did he get a little winded? Maybe too much of the sweets afterwards. That's going to happen at Thanksgiving. They're dialed in. Muth just wants to celebrate football with these Bengals fans. Nobody's home. I like the Steelers team. I like their moxie. And we talk about that a lot. I feel like you can tell how much a team actually believes whether or not they're a team by their moxie and their confidence. Feels like the Steelers are very confident. George Pickens is an absolute weapon on the football field.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, it is a double-edged sword with George Pickens. There's an opportunity for a 15-yarder.
Sure.
And there's an opportunity for a 90-yard touchdown. Seemingly every single play. I feel like a lot of greats are seeming he needs to get that going. And if they do, why not the Pittsburgh Steelers?
And I got one more video to talk about on my on the SNA pod on this report on the SNA podcast. Let's I guess never mind. Like it says right here, Smith's head coaching prospects may depend on the success of Washington Commanders head coach Dan Quinn, who followed a similar trajectory to Smith's. But Quinn, the former head coach of the Atlanta Falcons from 2015 to 2020, was fired alongside general manager Thomas Dimitroff, after an 0-5 start to the 2020 season. like he then stepped down like to a definite defensive coordinator like position like with the Dallas Cowboys, like finding success in Dallas. Quinn earned a second chance, like as a head coach, much like Smith is now poised to do. Like there are quite a few guys like who fell out like of favor, like with Matt Nagy and being one Arthur Smith like being another like who maybe like were lied like to the wrong quarterback in their previous stops like and like will say like to say look at what I've done and as an offensive coordinator in my new place like yeah Sando said and but what are your thoughts on to Arthur Smith like and do you think head coach and what team do you think he will be a head coach will it be for the Steelers or a totally different team entirely let me know down in the comment section right down below but like given all these experience and stuff and these credentials that he have, maybe he could be sooner, much more sooner, right, and much more later. Being a head coach, just saying, we're just gonna have to wait and see about that. But moving on forward, we got now we got some unfortunate news for the head coach of the Chicago Bears, Mr. Matt Alberflus, has been fired from the Chicago Bears, in struggles a late game error against the Detroit Lions. And it says right here the late game clock mismanagement in a 23-20 loss to the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving proved to be the final straw for Matt Alberflus as head coach of the Chicago Bears. The Bears fired Alberflus on Friday while promoting offensive coordinator Thomas Brown to the interim role of Brown will continue to call offensive plays in his new role, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. Adam Schefter posted this right here about the firings right here. You can read for yourself on but yeah, on NFL Network, it says Tom Pelissero first reported the firing. He also revealed why the Bears still had a Alberflus speak with the media a few hours before firing him, and it states that one lingering question from today's bombshell in Chicago: why did the Bears have Matt Alberflus speak to the media hours before firing him in question? My understanding is George Miss McCaskey, Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles had had just begun, like a meeting that lasted multiple hours, like when Aberflus, but the Chicago Bears like has lost 6 straight games overall. Like after starting two each of the last 3 losses, like have come like by like a total of 7 points, like and like and we're decided like to the final play of the game. Like it says right here, the Bears lost to the Green Bay Packers in Week 11, and then when Carlos Santos game-winning field goal attempt was blocked, like they lost 30 27 in overtime, like to the Minnesota Vikings, like after scoring just 10 points in the final 22 seconds like of regulation, like to tie the game. Like Thursday's loss like saw the Bears nearly overcome like a 16 point deflected to the Lions. Like they got into a range of a goal range, like in the final minute, like in the fourth quarter, like but a Caleb Williams sack like on a second down, like with 33 seconds remaining, like pushed him like right outside of Santos's range, like as the Bears tried to get lined up like on third down, like to run a play like that would allow them to pick up like a few yards seconds like of game time, despite having a timeout before snapping the ball. Like also, it's worth noting that this losing streak started in October 27th with the with an 18 to 15 loss to the Washington Commanders. Like when Noah Brown caught a 52 yard Hail Mary from Jaden Daniels, like as time expired, like Brad Briggs, like of the Chicago Tribune Tribune, reported a November 6th that he was led to believe that Albert Fliss originally signed a 5-year deal that runs through the 2026 season. Like so, he would have had 2 years remaining on this contract. He ends his tenure in Chicago with a 14 to 32, which the last numbers are a lucky number 2024 record, like in November, in no playoff appearance. And it states right here that the Bears hired Albert Fliss following the 2021 season, like to replace Matt Nagy, like who went 34 to 31, like in 4 seasons, like with the team, like and made the playoffs twice, like in Alberflus, like first year, like at the helm, like Chicago finished the 2022 campaign, like with a 3-14 record. Like the team lost like a franchise record, like with 14 straight games between like the end of 2022, like and like the beginning of 2023 season, like in However, the Bears showed like a bit of promise, like towards the end of 2023, and finished the year at with just 7-10 record. Like after selecting star quarterback Caleb Williams, and it says right here. It says with the number one pick in the 2024 NFL draft, like Chicago like had 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 high hopes of turning things around like this year. But it says right here, the Williams like did not appear to develop like as well as some of the other rookie quarterbacks in the 2024 class. Like though he has been better since Brown replaced Sean Waldron like as offensive coordinator prior to week 11. Like all of that, like having to have played into Friday's decision to part ways like with Elderflist. Like prior to coaching the Bears, like he served like as a defensive coordinator, like of the Indianapolis Colts, and was a member of coaching staffs like with the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns. Like the Bears will now begin their search for the right person to lead Williams, like and the rest of the franchise into a new era. Chicago has a talented roster, so it will be hoping to land like one of the top coaching candidates like on the market this offseason. But what do you think? What's next for Chicago? Like in this little, I guess you could say, setback. With the setback, with going to the Chicago now. Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But let's move on and talk about in today's NFL news with some. The future of Daniel Jones's NFL career in 2025, like where spot he should land, like after reportedly signing a Vikings contract. It says right here that former New York Giants Daniel Jones reportedly found his new home of and remain in the remainder of 2024 season, as Jordan Schultz, like of Fox Sports, like reported like on Wednesday that he like has agreed to a deal with the Minnesota Vikings. While backing up quarterback Sam Darnold on 9-2, Viking teams like is a solid way to end the year. Like it's still unclear where Jones will be for 2025 and beyond. Schultz like noted that Jones decided to join the Vikings because he prioritized like a team in contention, like with a QB friendly and a coaching staff known for maximizing like player potential. With that in mind, like let's take a look at some of the Jones top landing like spots like for the next year of 2025, which starting at the San Francisco 49ers and 20 not been kind to the defending NFC champions, like and a recent shoulder injury like to starting like quarterback Brock Purdy like was another tough blow for the San Francisco 49ers. In Purdy's absence, like this past Sunday, the 49ers turned like to the journeyman, like quarterback like Brandon Allen, like and suffered an embarrassing 38-10 loss to the Green Bay Packers. Allen accounted like for two of the teams, three turnovers with an interception, like and a loss like fumble. Like Allen's performance, should would serve like as a lesson, like for San Francisco, like on the importance like of a reliable backup. But yeah, like working like under 49 again, the backup quarterback, like so Jones like would be a viable option for the team to pursue like this offseason, working like under the 49ers head coach Kyle Shannon, like could benefit Jones like in his continued development like as a signal caller, like and he would be like a dependable field. And if Purdy like Purdy yeah if is forced to miss time again. And then we got number two, we got Baltimore Ravens, like with success like of the Baltimore Ravens relies like heavily on the health of stars quarterback Lamar Jackson. So upgrading like their backup quarterback spot should be a priority this offseason. Like if it goes down, like the Ravens like are left no turn like to veteran Josh Johnson, who entered the NFL in 2008 and has been a member like of the league like for over record 14 different teams like since then like in this career, despite his extensive experience. Like Baltimore likely would sleep better like at night, like if Jones like was instead like the last two time like Jackson like missed like a significant time. Like the Ravens missed the playoffs like in 2021 and lost the in the wild card like in 2022. Baltimore is one of the top contenders like in the AFC. Like so team like should be like motivated like to avoid like similar disasters. Like if anything happens to the two-time NFL MVP, Jones like would certainly like welcome the opportunity to learn under Ravens head coach John Harbaugh, like as he looks like to revive like his career. And number three, we got finally, last but not least, that Daniel Jones could potentially join is the And while the Las Vegas Raiders won't necessarily fulfill Jones's a goal like of joining a a title contender, like the team likely represents his best chance to start during the 2025 season. Like like the like the Raiders are in need of a quarterback like of the future and are widely believed like to be like eyeing like a signal caller like with their first round pick like in next year's draft. If recent history like has taught us anything, it's usually best for rookie quarterbacks like to learn like behind a veteran before being thrust into action. And yeah, I've seen that before, especially one in particular, like with one quarterback that's now a multi-time Super Bowl champion, which y'all all know who I'm referring to. Like, so yeah, if that's one thing that life taught us, like in football, it's that for sure. But anyway, Jones would serve like as a what they call a capable bridge quarterback, like for Las Vegas as it continues to rebuild like its roster, like whoever like it selects like in the draft, like could he could be tasked like with adding the development like of the rookie quarterback as well, which is a role like which is a role he should embrace. Like at this point, like the Raiders don't have like do not have much like uh, uh talent like on offense, but promising like rookie tight end Brock what's his name Bowers would would certainly benefit from having an experienced signal like caller like in his second year. Like Jones like would get the chance to prove his doubters wrong like in Las Vegas and possibly earn a long-term deal in 2026. But which team do you think if if he possibly leaves the Minnesota Vikings, like, and do you think he will be leaving the Vikings, or do you think he's going to be going like someplace else? Like, but what are your thoughts on to the matter? Like, do you think that we can see what see a Daniel Jones take Daniel Jones, like, could you see Daniel Jones could sign with any of these three teams, like San Francisco or Baltimore or Las Vegas, or do you think that they're gonna go to the, or do you think they're just gonna go like to I'll say another go to another team totally different entirely? Which I don't know about that, but either way, let me know in the comment section right down below. But I guess that'll be it for today, Assassinators. Which favorite wrestling football news story that you in favor? Which I would say between the Dallas Cowboys thinking about keeping Matt McCarthy and with Arthur Smith possibly potentially being like the head coach, like in the NFL, whether if it's on Pittsburgh or another team. But and like the reason why I don't really have that much favorites like onto this, given it's a lack of Chiefs in it, I guess you could say, if I'm saying it correctly. But yeah, I know y'all are going to be saying like, yo, it don't have to be like the Chiefs don't have to be involved just to be very relevant and very must hear and must see, like in the and like what they call it, like in making it what makes it relevant and intriguing. I should say, yeah, that's what I should say in that perspective. But let me know in the comments which one was your favorite news story. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button. Considering also hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for more SNA videos. And also make sure to check out my next video, which will be my NFL Sunday Night Football review video, which will be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Washington Commanders, like live in Washington, D.C. at the nation's capital, which I would say that's probably the third, if not the fourth place of the best city in the United States, I should say. I'll say maybe the fourth or the fifth best city in the United States. And not because of I'll say anything political related, I should say, but let me know in the comment section right down below what's your take. But yeah, but I'll give a little bit of an honorable mention about like what Bleacher Report like shows out on the outside onto the search. Like when you search it up on the article, like on Google, it does talk about like Patrick Mahomes will not be playing as a starter quarterback. That'll be Carson Wentz. Like so, nothing will happen to Mahomes because yeah, they need him in the playoffs. So yeah, this is a smart move that the Chiefs has possibly did. Like they probably done this like before, but it was like back in 2020. This was way before your boy the Assassin was doing podcast videos, but he was making appearances on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube in some capacities. But like with him, like and maybe even TikTok. Right. Well, I don't think I've started a TikTok account yet, but yeah, but that's when Chad Henning was the backup quarterback. So I guess I'll give that an honorable mention as my favorite as well, which I think they'll do exactly fine, even if it's gonna be a very tough game to beat the Broncos. Like at least they're still a number one seed. Like that's something that should not be complained about, because excuse me, but yeah, that's something that's very interesting. Like can Carson Wentz it can be like in Patrick Mahomes level to the point, and if they can beat the Broncos. And do you think they can beat the Broncos? But that's very risky because if the Broncos lose again, and if the worst city or the worst team in the NFL, the Bengals, win the game, then they take the Broncos spot, which we do not need that at the same time. So it's a tough decision to choose. Should we let the Broncos win, or should we defeat, or should the Chiefs defeat them, and then let the Cincinnati Bengals could have a chance to win? But the thing is, like, if they lose at the same time, like they basically just gonna be SOL, like the best way to put it. But yeah, but we're gonna see about that next Sunday, I believe, on January 5th, along with me talking about what just happened on AEW / New Japan's latest pay-per-view. What's that called? Wrestle Dynasty, the latest crossover pay-per-view. Let me rephrase that. Which we're gonna be talking about who fought and who walked out as champion. I hope one match in particular, or two matches in particular, they walk out as champions, because they're two of my favorite wrestlers in AEW. But yeah, but I guess that'll be it for now. Assassinators. Make sure to check the game out, which is week 17. To see who's gonna earn himself a spot in the wild card division, which is the Washington the Commanders and the Atlanta Falcons. Well, I think the Commanders are guaranteed in, but the thing is for the Atlanta Falcons, they're still trying to get a spot in the playoffs because They may be number one in the South, but if they don't stay that way tonight, then that means like if they lose, then they're gonna go back to second place. And they'll be like they get a 7th place spot next week against the Carolina Panthers. But yeah, just give me your take on what's going to be happening down in the comments, and I hope y'all Assassinators are having a fun and safe rest of your Sunday afternoon, and I'll see you all in the next video later on with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye-bye, my Assassinators. Y'all take care and have a superific, awesome Sunday, and I'll see you all later on. And peace for now, and stay good to yourself. Bye-bye.